You are now tuned.
You are now tuned into
Ignorant Bliss, quick hit.
Bumpers, bumpers, bumpers.
Y'all be prepared. There's spoilers in this. I'm talking all about the movie. So if you don't want to know nothing, you should probably just quit right now. Alright, folks. Sorry, I ain't been dropping stuff. Stuff been mad busy. And basically doing 2 podcasts is hard. So what we gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about this this fire movie called War for the Planet of the Apes. This is the third one of this kind of reboot, prequel, trilogy, kind of replacing the last 3 movies of the original series. I think it's Escape, Conquest, and Battle. You can Wikipedia those and find out the storyline in that. So this is the final one. Matt Reeves' second film in this. This joint is outstanding, yo. On all levels. The cinematography, of course, the effects, the rendering of the apes, the motion capping of the actors' performances that bring these characters to life. They deserve more than just a special effects award or a special achievement. The actors who portray the apes deserve something acting. It's incredible. You so deep into this with Caesar. By the time you end this, it's you so into it, especially if you watched all 3 of these. You didn't see him come up from a baby to this grown adult, and you just God dang, man. How do we get you just want him to win. You so much into him. It's oh man. So basically, the plot line is this: it takes place not that long after the events of Dawn, in which Koba, the chimp who in the first movie of Rise was the one that was experimented upon in the lab. So he had this resentment to humanity. So he started this war with the humans, and now Caesar's leading his apes, and he's trying to keep them safe. They end up coming at odds with this colonel, played by Woody Harrelson. His name is... it's just basically the colonel. I forgot what his name was in the movie. I literally saw this movie a month ago. But yeah. That guy is a mix between Apocalypse Now and a religious fundamentalist leader, right? Because he's using this thing with religion to control his soldiers against the apes. But the big thrust is essentially they attack the apes and where they're staying, and apes very dear to Caesar are killed. He then takes it upon himself that he's gonna go and he's gonna kill this colonel. And the big thrust, one of the big battles in this film for the character of Caesar is he becoming, or how different is from Koba? Is he falling into this point of resenting humans and not forgiving them, or not seeing the other side, or being better? How long is he able to keep that up? Was Koba wrong? There's a big question throughout this movie. Really, was Koba really wrong? at least for Caesar's character. So Caesar doesn't go alone. Maurice the orangutan go with him because he's his conscious. Jiminy Cricket, the main homie, like, I don't know if you want to do this, bruh. I don't know, but he ride with him. Another one, oh man, is my man Rocket. Rocket been in there for since the first joint too. He's like, yo, I'm gonna ride with you. And Caesar tried to tell him no. He's like, man, I ain't listen to you. We coming. And so they go out on this journey. And at this moment, it starts out on some war stuff. And then for a minute, it straight up becomes the Searchers. No bullshit. But with apes. So they the Searchers, and they're going through this land. They moving up. They're going up north, the Pacific North. They're further up. And things happen. They meet this little girl, a blonde girl, as you see in the posters. For those who watch the old movies, that's supposed to represent Nova, the girl that Charlton Heston character meet. That's part spoiler, part wink and nod. Also makes things kind of confusing, timeline wise. But in the end, who cares? These movies are too fire. You then meet Bad Ape, played by Zahn, the only other chimp that Caesar's met besides Koba that talks. He brings a nice bit of levity to just how serious this movie is. The movie deals with a lot of serious themes and very serious. It's really good. But the moments in which Bad Ape does some funny shit, it is worth it. It is hilarious. The right amount of levity, because he's not different than them. He's been living alone. He wears clothes and shit. It's crazy. We then get to the part where they find out where the humans are. Big twist happens, and then it low key becomes a prison movie / Cool Hand Luke / Spartacus, and then you get into a whole bunch of things like slavery and shit, trying to break motherfuckers and whipping and shit, and then it gets kind of heavy. Then you be like, ooh. But it's handled well and not cartoonish. Me bringing up things like Cool Hand Luke. There's a lot of things in Cool Hand Luke where essentially Cool Hand Luke is like Jesus in the jail. All the followers, all his main people, his followers, how he kind of sacrifices himself. He fights against authority. A lot of these things are also used within this. They do a nice thing with Caesar as he's in this movie. At times he's a Jesus figure, because in a lot of ways within the old story, the character of Caesar is just like this Jesus figure, come from somewhere, from Cornelius and Zera and low key their savior or whatever. But he's also Moses too, because he gotta get the apes to the promised land. So it everything is really handled well, and it wraps things up that it's over. We get to the point where eventually you see the freaking astronaut's gonna crash, the world's gonna be all apes. I think you can explore more. I don't know if they need to. I got questions like, what about apes in other places of the world? How are they handling things? They finally deal with this movie the point in which humans start losing certain mental abilities, like the ability to speak. So a lot of that's handled in this movie. It's just stunning, man. The way they wrapped everything up, put everything together, the way they handle themes, get you thinking afterwards. This is a movie, especially a summer release, that I think is needed. It got some good stuff for your brain, some stuff to think about, something that's worthy of rewatching. I just reviewed it on Letterboxd. I gave it a 5-star. It's probably gonna easily be one of my top films of 2017, maybe the decade, along with the previous film. So worth seeing. Y'all, man, just go see that joint, man. Just do it. So, ignorantbliss.com, ignorant-bliss.com is where you can check out my main podcast. This is on iTunes. That's on iTunes. Just search Ignorant Bliss, or I should basically just say Apple Podcast now. You know, I like to be fancy. Twitter is IGBL Podcast. Ignorant Bliss Podcast. On Facebook, Ignorant Bliss Podcast at gmail.com. If you want to contact me, talk to the show, you can comment on this as well. I'm at Julian Lytle, LYTLE, on all social media. So, hope you enjoyed. Deuce.